No thoughts, no chanting, simply being one with your breath, and so it is. Go deeper with each breath in and even more with each breath out. Simply be with your natural, beautiful, gentle breath. Let no thought stagnate your growth. You are that you are, and so it is. Last 2 minutes. Let's be with complete silence. Just let the energy soak in. No thoughts, no chanting, no mantra. Completely becoming the breath that we are, and so it is. Last 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently place the palms of your hand on your eyes and open your eyes when you're ready. Welcome everyone to day 31. A very beautiful morning to all of you. I hope the meditation today was intense. I'm sure there would be few who would have found the music a little scary or weird or not resonating to it. It usually happens with that music, which is okay. And if you did not feel anything of that sort, then great. Then it's a win-win for me also. The topic today is very interesting. It's very close to my heart and something that I very passionately speak about, which is about the extraterrestrials or the extra life or the whole multiverse for that matter. So the topic we are covering today is Stranger Among Us, the strangers. But before I get into that topic today, I would like to begin with the creation of the world itself and what is soul. Because if we do not understand things on very foundational level, then we're just jumping classes. We're jumping not from college, we are directly going to PhD. So let's get to the basics for once. Now, in Rig Veda, and this I have mentioned before also, if you guys remember, there's this class where I said that, the Rig Veda, the 10th Ved, there is Nasadya Sukta, okay, Nasadya Sukta, the 10th verse from Rig Veda. It has a very beautiful, beautiful verse which talks about how darkness was covered in darkness. So the dark energy concealed in darkness, a continuum of dark ocean, than that which lay void thus covered, burst forth in glory, self-excited by intent. In the great cosmic mind, all pervading, vibrations of karma spout from the conscious thought. The seers who have searched within with wisdom have witnessed the conscious equation between matter and energy. So, what is this verse saying? It's saying that there was this darkness, huge void, like abyss kind of darkness, which was covered in another darkness, even greater darkness. So, wherein we feel the light is our reality, it is not. Light is but an illusion. The darkness is the actual reality. Because if you did not know dark, you would not know anything else around. So, even when the creation was happening, that particular darkness of creation, the very existence itself, was covered in a darkness which was like a continuum of ocean. And with mere one intent of the source or the energy itself, there was so much heat that was produced in that womb of that darkness that burst forth the universe that we know of today, or the multiverse for that matter. Now, this one I have said before also, Brahmam Satyam Jagat Mithya Na Pra Brahman. So that means that Brahman is the absolute one. It's the real one. Or the Jeev or the individual who we feel we are, it's all an illusion. Because there's only oneness. The duality that we feel in here, in this world, is basically an illusion to be in this 3D matrix. There is no separateness. There is no separateness between Tejal and I, or between Sonal and I, or between Neelamji and me. There's no difference between us. We are basically mirrors reflecting who we are to each other. There are so many times you would think that, there's this particular person, before they even complete their sentence, you would know what they're going to speak. Or, they are thinking and you would speak. How does that happen? Even if it is very rare, how does it happen? Because on a very conscious level, we are connected. With Pari and I, this is the most common thing. It's not even rare between us anymore. She would think and I would speak. I would be thinking and she would just call me and say, Radhika, this. I'm like, okay, wow, I was just thinking about this. There's the level of connectedness we all have, and we must understand about that. So the soul is self-evident. When we come about soul, what is the soul today? Everyone in Reinvent is talking about soul. What is this freaking soul? It's Swasiddha. That means it is that which does not need any proof. It is okay if you don't believe in it. It is not defined by you. It is not defined by me. It is there, existing very much. It is Swasiddha. It's there. And the best part is you cannot deny it also. What will you deny? You have not denied God. Okay, even if you say, okay, there are atheists who deny God, they do not deny God. They merely question the existence. They merely question it. They cannot deny it. They do not deny it. So Brahman as an Atman that we're saying, who we are, it is not Adrishya. It's Adrishya. Adrishya means you cannot see it. However, you cannot deny the existence of it. So in Upanishads, this is called as Neti Neti. Neti Neti means not this, not that. Because you cannot describe it as matter, you cannot describe it as void, you cannot describe it as space, vacuum, sound, or anything. It is a mere feeling. The energy ball that we created during the energy tools class, you cannot describe it. You cannot go and give a proof of it, but you felt it. It was right there between the palms of your hand. And that is what Brahman is. It's a very transcendent kind of a truth that we must accept. And before we delve further, the 5-finger concept that Sir used to give, which is my absolute favorite, to understand the extraterrestrials, to understand the strangers among us, we need to understand who we are first. Wherein we always keep saying, or we keep identifying with this human form is actually not true. Yes, it is true in some apparent reality, but it's not the ultimate truth. So starting from this, this is body, mind, intellect, soul, spirit. Body, mind, intellect, soul, spirit. So, what would Sir say? Why don't we sit in meditation like this? There's another concept we need to talk about today. We do not sit in this mudra. The Shiv's mudra is because we already have found this. We are already this. We are already one with the soul and spirit. What we need to master in this lifetime as a pyramid master is these three: the body, the mind, and the intellect. And that is why we sit with five fingers in this way, where the amalgamation of all five happens. Now, people would ask me, what is the difference between soul and spirit? Now, spirit is the supraconscious. It's the cosmos itself, is the multiverse itself, which has the souls working in, conscious work. Now, if you go read Eco Buddhine, I'll share the book. I might have the PDF today. I'll be sharing by EOD. I also have to share yesterday's 12 Laws of Karma. My bad. I'll be doing that today for sure. So, Eco Bodine speaks when angels on the seventh realm, when you go speak to them, because she is a seer. Eco Bodine is a seer. You can go research about her. Admins, can you please write that in the chat? Her name, Eco Bodine. She's a great, great author, great master. So when she speaks about the spirit realm, the soul realm, she sees even the archangels or the angels. They say there is a certain level of dimensions they haven't seen now. They haven't seen yet. So there are levels of souls: the first level, second level, third level, fourth level, fifth level. So fourth is the level wherein some awareness starts to seep in for the soul to not be in the baby stage. Soul also has evolution, guys. And that is why wherein the karma theory also comes in. See, so everything is beautifully amalgamating in one. Even the karma. So when we are, when you come here again and again in this on this earth, sorry, in different human forms, in different realities, is because your soul is evolving to get the ultimate truth that is out there. And now that we are little, pally with this, let me get to the most interesting topic: is a galactic human journey. So there are levels of how things happened. And, when the earth was found, when things started happening. So it was 20 billion years ago that universe as a point of light was being seen. 14 billion years ago when the Big Bang happened. Around 14 to 12 billion years ago when the minerals and gases began forming. Around 12 billion years ago when the first planets were actually witnessed. Around 10 billion years ago where the basic life began. Around 10 to 4 billion years ago where the planets started existing. 4.5 billion years ago when the earth actually came into existence, or the earth, something called earth was there. And when I talk about this earth, it is this earth I'm talking about. There are more earths which has come before this also. And around 4 to 1 billion years ago when animals, they began to, the universe evolves with plant life appearing as, something out there. It's a very interesting journey that we're going to take. So there's something called the 12th dimension, the 12th dimension, the 12th density. There are densities, okay? The 12 are which are known to us in this human form, to where we have reached in our spiritual consciousness, wherein the contact has been made with that life out there. So around, and the founders, by the way, of the founders basically who we can connect in some form or the other, is basically called, they're called Elohim, the founders, who basically stated that there was some human form that was needed to be sent to different planets or different densities to experience that reality through sense perception, through the touch, to feel, see, talk, in whatever way that is. So the Elohim entered the Milky Way galaxy through a white hole near Lyra. Now, Lyra is a planet or a density which is 25 light years away from Earth. Now, 25 light years away is a huge distance, to be very honest, which cannot be really, you can't take some plane and go there. The only way you can reach is through the astral dimension right here. And when they entered Lyra through that white hole, it's like a prism kind of a place. It's where they began to explore the galaxy. They explore the Milky Way, the only galaxy that we know about. And there are millions and millions of galaxies apart from this galaxy that there is. And when they entered this galaxy, they started making humanoids. Humanoids, who we are, human structures to experience through sense perception. I know that today it's like a mind blowing session. A lot of people will have a lot of questions by the end and they'll be like, okay, what is she just speaking right now? But hold up, like, literally be here with me. So imagine when this humanoid form is made, what is really happening? The source itself split into fragments, in sparkling rays, creating those humanoids, creating its own forms, going to different aspects, different places, dimensions, and I want to talk about in a very human form, like in a very normal vocabulary, so that we understand there is a huge process happening there. But let's just say there were different planets. Let's just say planets. And they went to those planets, they were just scattered, that light scattered to different planets to actually observe life, to observe that reality, to observe the densities for that matter. And then the densities, how do they scatter? So I'll start from descending, like the highest one, which is the 12. That is the founders of Elohim. And the DNA code. Okay, we all have DNA. We know only about the 12-strand DNA, right? Do you think the whole DNA is activated? We are still activating it. You must have heard this term, DNA activation, this and that, before you came here. A lot of such things come up in daily things. So DNA code. What is a DNA code? Source is God. There is no DNA code of that, of course. It's just God, right? Or the source energy for that matter. We say God because, again, human vocabulary is very, very limited. Founders or the Elohim come from the 12th dimension. The DNA code is light, complete light. You can only see light, nothing else. 11th is collective consciousness. They are in light packets or fragments. And it continues up till the 10th dimension. Again, collective consciousness, light packets. 9th dimension is collective consciousness, but they are light codes. Now the codes have started to happen. 8th is group soul, the DNA keys. If you want to understand your group purpose, that is the density you want to connect with. 7th is individual souls, DNA molecules. 6th is where healing happens. 6th is the dimension of healing. All the source healing happens on that particular dimension. 5D is where we are rising to. You must have read somewhere, like it keeps popping up when you enter this journey. Somehow Google becomes very aware of you and they'll just keep popping. 5th dimension is happening, this is happening, that is happening. Now understand this before I continue further. The dimensions I'm talking about, the densities I'm talking about, it's not external somewhere out there. Of course, they are there in physical form somewhere. But where it exists for most is here. It's within you, is inside of you. So when you say, or when you hear me saying that, we are transitioning to 5D, the 5D is happening, we are moving from 3D to 5D, nothing is happening externally, everything is happening internally. The DNA is rewiring because the mindset is rewiring. When you chose to come to Reinvent, there was the first DNA, was the first DNA rewiring that you took for yourself without you knowing about it. And that is the truth. Whether you take it, whether you don't take it, whatever is happening, there's so many dimensions out there, so many, the truths. That day Pari mentioned about Anunnakis, wherein they came in to play. No, there is something also called Pleiadians. So Pleiadians were the first of many who came to Earth to settle down. And they came from Pleiades, which is even further away from Lyra. Those were the first to settle down here. Then came in Sirians as well. Sirius B, Sirius A, you would have heard. This is something that we hear in general terms also about Sirius. as a planet. Now, Syrians, again, they are here present somewhere walking amongst us. There's something to grasp. They're Arcturus. That is the energy which works on the 6th dimension to do the healing work. So if we talk about, so now all these things I'm talking about, it forms the Galactic Federation. And something interesting that I'll share just right now, but before that, so there are like 20, more than 20, like somewhere around 2 billion or more, star system that has been mapped out. We don't know how much more is there. So Lyra or the Orion would be the founding members, which was somewhat, it happened around 7.5 million years ago, I'm sorry. Sirius B, wherein, the people started coming in. Andromeda, Centaurus, Aldebaran, Pleiades, Mintaka, Draconia, Earth. And Earth is still under review. All of these before Earth have been reviewed, have been seen, have been felt. Earth is still being worked upon. And there's something very interesting that Pari once mentioned, and there's something that I got to learn from her, was there are 11 matrices like ours. 11 matrix. Even more dreadful than what we experience in 3D. But this one right here we experience is the highest form of all. Is the most easiest way to ascend, because Earth is one school which gives you the maximum lessons with all the emotions that we feel, that is. But what is the strong point of Earth? It's faith and belief, which makes you have faith that yes, there is something out there which we're yet to discover. Earth is where the great masters have come. From Saint Germain to Jesus to Shiv to Krishna to Nanak to all others that we know of, all of them. This is the great place where the ascension happens. This is the great place where Mahabharata happened, where Ramayana happened. So this is a school wherein we are evolving as soul in a very, very, how do I put, not even in a magnanimous, if I say magnanimous, but we are really evolving so fast that sometimes even we cannot wrap our head around what is happening. Sometimes our body reacts. We feel low, drained energy-wise. It's because contact is always happening only if we are ready to listen. I will just talk about Ramtha here, okay? He's absolute favorite. If you read Ramtha, he's someone who slaps you left, right, and center just with his words. He's like, you're the most stupid person, like the most stupid fellow existing on Earth if you feel that Earth is the only place where, life is there. How stupid you can be thinking that Earth is the only place where life is. Have you gone out of your own house to know or to think that Earth is the only place where there can be life? What research have you done in your life? Have you tried to connect within to know such a big truth? To everyone who is a Bollywood fan, and if you have watched PK, Amir Khan says this dialogue, right? And I always want to quote this because I really resonate with this and I want to really talk on a very basic level here, where he says, you're sitting in, he says in Hindi, तुम धरती के इतना छोटा गोला में एक छोटे टेम्पल में बैठ के बोलते हो कि तुम उस भगवान की रक्षा करोगे. Meaning that you're sitting in such a small ball of energy in this planet, sitting in some random street in a small temple, thinking that you can take care of the God or you can protect God, wherein this goes very religious in view. Why I am sharing this is that we need to come out of our limited mindset and actually understand that there is so much that we don't know, and yet we cannot reject it either. So the recommended reading for today's session is, and I do not want to keep hogging on your brains with, going further, because this is really so much to wrap your heads in. Read Ramtha, whatever books you can get your hands on. Ramtha was again someone who comes from Atlantis. He was a great ascendant. He's a great ascendant master who started channeling through his daughter of that life, Keys at Night. There's so much of material you will find on YouTube. You just type Ramtha and the results will just fall down. You can go watch the videos also. So Ramtha is a author, is a speaker, is a great master, speaking from Atlantis, telling us Lemuria, Mu, Atlantis are all a reality. The earth that has come before us did exist, and they do exist. The portal is right here somewhere on this earth. Only we are not. So if when we say there is Shambhala out there, it is right here on this earth. There is a portal you can see. Imagine there's a place somewhere around there's some part of USA. I'm forgetting. There's this huge mountain. I'm forgetting the name. My apologies. That place has that portal, and when and it's a book called Telos, where this woman is saying that you know those people are watching us at all times. They're holding our hands, walking with us. Sir, for that matter, if you hear Sir's story, he was a walk-in. Okay. Now, walk-in is also something that I want to speak about. Stranger among us, the basic thing. Stranger amongst us means that there are people who are actually extraterrestrials. They know they're extraterrestrials, and yet they walk with us, eat like us, sleep like us, talk to us as if, we are those two. But those are the people who know the reality, who know what is happening in and out. They're here as the messenger. They're here to uplift humanity. They are here who are actually making the contact happen. They're letting the contact happen. How is it that USA sees most of the UFOs and yet it has been hidden for the longest time? What is it that NASA wants to hide? And I'm not afraid of speaking this. What is Area 57? Has anybody ever thought about this? Why is Area 57 so shrouded in mystery? Oh my God, you can't go there. It is restricted area. No bomb is going to, drop on your head there. What is Area 57? Why was Celestine Prophecy, when the movie was made, when the books were written, there was so much hullabaloo. When Ramtha came out, there was so much crazy. People wanted to make other people believe that KZ Knight was actually a mad woman doing something. Initially it did happen. They've all felt the bashing, everything. But what led them to not go astray was their faith and belief, and they knew that things will happen. There is something which is beyond human mind control. You cannot control the happenings. What has to happen must happen. As of now, when I'm speaking, there's so many people who channeling, where the contacts are happening, the motherships are here, things are happening. It is going on a rapid rollout. And while it looks like a bomb that I'm throwing on everybody, I wanted to throw this bomb because sometimes what we need is like, okay, wake up. It's time to wake up. And before I go further, Pari is here. So if he's here, I would really like to welcome her and, speak about this too, because this is something that both of us go crazy together about. Because there's something which is, happening for real right now in this time. And she's here.
Yes. Hi, Radhika.
Hi.
A beautiful topic today. And absolutely most important for all of us to learn that we are all from different planets. We are all from different galaxies. We are star people. We are the star people. We are the gods. We are the creators. There is nothing beyond it. There's no truth beyond it. When we see from a creator's eyes all the time, then that is how we find solutions. That is how we experience the 5 E's. Radhika will explain the 5 E's. The concept of 5 E's. We are all here to enjoy. The purpose is just to enjoy our lives. There's nothing beyond it. Enjoy our creations, share our creations. That is how we share abundance. The only purpose is to create and share creations. Coming out of our lack mindset, because we are abundant, we are creators. We will be creating forever and ever and ever, because there is no death. There is no death. We are travelers. We are multidimensional. All other identities that we have created here are just illusions, are the masks that we wear. But at the end, the only thing that stays with us is how authentic we are at every single moment. Is authenticity, is being real. Real. We are happy when we are real. This was a quote we discussed. I remember with father when we did face to face in Telugu. All this conversation was happening, and he was mentioning this quote. We are only happy when we are real. Whenever we put the mask on us at any point, the conscious creation stops. We are creating, but there is no conscious creating. We enter into a lower dimension because we are multidimensional. We travel dimensions. We travel dimensions through our thoughts, through our belief systems, through our words, through our consciousness. Every day we are traveling. So many people tell me, Pari, I am so happy when I'm meditating, but when I go back to my daily life, I am gone. The happiness goes away. What do I do? This is a question every time we get it. What do we do? How do we keep that energy high? Because we travel through dimensions. And to keep it, and the only way to keep that energy with you is to keep it real. This is where we struggle. All the things that we talked about boundaries, about standards, about emotional intelligence, so many topics. The simple truth is just be real. You want to do. You want to eat. You want to love. You want to hate. Do what you want to do. You want to be show anger. You don't want to talk to me? Don't talk to me. It's okay. Don't talk to me. Unsubscribe my channel. It's okay. Why do we have to leave comments on a video saying this video is bad? You don't want to watch, don't watch. Simple as it is. You like it, you subscribe. It is just keeping it simple is the truth. Keeping it simple is the truth. There's nothing beyond it. And Radhika is a grand master. She has been a medicine woman in one lifetime. She has been a healer. She has been a transformer. This is her lifetime to bring all that wisdom to the source, connect everything to the source. The only truth is with the pyramid masters. I can say this proudly. Pyramid masters are the best. Wherever the pyramid master is, in whatever shape and form the pyramid master is. Because a pyramid master knows that again, the attachment and detachment. I can own things, but things cannot own me. Nothing can own us. No thing can own us. No person can own us. No opinion can own us. No judgment can own us. I'm free of all of that attachments. But yet I am in samsara, like a lotus flower living in water. That is a pyramid master. Becoming a pyramid master means not just meditating anapanasati. Becoming a pyramid master means living like a Buddha every second, every day. Living like a Buddha. Being true to yourself, to your own source, to your own, living your dharma. What is your dharma? For my father, dharma is not, for him, he chose the dharma to teach meditation. That was his dharma. And he was true to his dharma. So what is your dharma? You choose your dharma. And when you choose your dharma, stay true to it. Whatever may happen. Whatever, there is earth breaking under your feet. But still you stand tall, living your dharma. Living your purpose. Nothing can stop you. That is pyramid master. So all this knowledge, you know all of this. Whatever Radhika shared, you know this. Again, we are not teaching anything here. We are just sharing and reminding you who you are. Nobody is a teacher or a student. We are all masters. We all learn from each other. Thank you, Radhika, for this wonderful session.
Thank you, Paridi. Thank you so much for your wonderful message. And I think we needed that wake-up call again, that who we are, and we must remember. And my mistake, when I'm passionate, my head goes all fuzzy. It is Area 51, not 57. Please do not kill me. And it's JZ night, not KZ night. So those rectifications I wanted to make. Yeah, I am funny that way. And thanks to my amazing partner who actually said, Radhika, you just said that wrong. Thank you. But can you just correct that? So thanks to him. He just said, like, what were you even saying? That is JZ night and Area 51. So yeah, that rectification right here. And what Pari very beautifully mentioned, that we know all of this. We are not here to teach anything. We are merely here to remind you. Yes, I know there will be like hundreds and hundreds of questions coming in today that what just happened. But just know this is something you already know. You have lived all of it. You really, really have seen all of this while you were, doing your blueprints, and whatever you are here today is something that is deep inside here. The only way to connect with it is to meditate. And the more you meditate is more of what you become, what Pari just mentioned, like literally becoming the pyramid master, living that life of a pyramid master. All of you here, all the people who join us every day, you will all of you are pyramid masters. And sir, again, I'll requote sir. I'm requoting him when he said, it is not easy to be a pyramid master. And it is not very easy to come into pyramid meditation also. You have done so much tapasya to be here. And I will not come again and again to teach on earth. What do you think? You can call me anytime you want. I will not come again and again. There have been few instances when he spoke, when he spoke, we were like, okay, there is something which is not normal about him. Because he was always so simple, living everything so simply, not making halabaloo of anything, not making you feel that he was different or he was such a great master. He was a child with a child. He was an adolescent with an adolescent, a very wise person with, people who were thinking alike, talking like, okay, he is his age. He used to become the moment. He was like water. Whatever jar you put in, he'll take the shape of it. And that is something worth learning from that man. Worth learning. And I'm still learning from him. And he said, Do you know how many lifetimes you guys have taken to be here in this form, to be a pyramid master? And when he says that, and suddenly you, and I love Robert Scott's, maybe I am like literally biased about that guy, probably. So when you pick his book, Your Soul's Gift, and you read the first, like, do not go on the first chapter, read the whole thing. And when he's giving the acknowledgements, he speaks about this. You are in the earth time, which is revolutionary. So be thankful that you are seeing what you are seeing. It was written in 2003. So this is the excerpt from that time. Things have been happening. Only we wanted to, So when you speak about Bob Marley, the first thing, he was a stoner, bloody doing weed all the time. He's always stoned only. No, think about him talking, the songs he made, what he spoke about. Just think about it. You will go crazy. Here, everything will blow apart. That man in 70s had the audacity to speak the truth. All those people who were just like, hey, hippies, what hippies there here are? Truth. They were speaking the truth. Whatever means they could find, they wanted to speak the truth. They were not conforming to the government. They were not conforming to the halabulu happening around, or the truth which was not there. Not. I wanted to share one funny thing, okay? Before I have to take this topic, and I'll share this before I go to questions, I always cut my finger. Something or other happens. See, Shadu right here. Every time this topic I have to take, one day before I'll cut my finger, I'll cut my thumb. Something will happen to my. I don't know why. And now I want to find the truth. I used to, every time I used to say it as a joke. Okay, it's like a. But now when yesterday this happened, I'm like, damn, I have to take this topic tomorrow, and this happened. And it started with when I first wanted to connect with Mahavtar Babaji. This was back in 2019. It started from then, and it is continuing still. Every time I have to take this topic, my Zoom will glitch, all the technology around me will fail, I will cut my hand, something will happen, I will have cold. Right now, by the way, just before I started meditation, like my guts will come out. Why? Because I'm going to speak the truth. Certain things around me will react to that. And I don't care about it. I don't give a damn. I don't give two hoots, because I will speak my truth. That is what a pyramid master is. That is what pyramid mastery is. And with that, let's open to question and answers. We've already crossed some time. So if you have any questions, want to share an experience, anything, this is an open forum. Please feel free to do so.
There are 2 questions in chat, Radhika.
Yes, I'm just going to check them. Meanwhile, I was saying this, I'm going to check that. Thank you, Tejal. Yes, Aditi. We are not different from them, I would say. It's just that we are more aware than them. Imagine if they're your parents, you decided to come to them for a reason, right? Not only to balance your karmic debts, but because you knew that they could carry the energy, the light that you are. Do you think your parents are very like just normal people who can carry you? We are all indigo souls. We are all crystal children. We are all light in our own wake. Even if you don't see it, you know it. Somewhere in, we always know this. So our parents are also carrying a lot of light, only that they're less aware maybe than us. And their circle is this much. And it will broaden with time. And before I go to Shikha, I'll just speak one thing. Why Patriji always said that only till 10 years your child is your child and then they are masters is because he used to say, our parents' circle is this big. Their children's circle is this big. You guys right here, your circle is this big. When your children will come, their circle would be this and will keep expanding, because generation by generation, the people who will come to evolve Earth will come with greater knowledge, greater wisdom, heightened experiences, and things will keep, and we will evolve with them. My mother started meditating. My aunt started meditating. My uncle started meditating because they had that light. I know there are a few members in my family who don't still. I chose a family, my in-laws, they are all meditators. My entire family, they've been meditating for the past 16 years. no matter who they are in this human form, but on the soul level, they are my exact match, and that is why I chose them. That is why they chose me, or they would not have, we would have never met. So that is something we need to keep in mind. And with that, yes, Shikha.
Hi.
Hi, happy morning.
Good. Thank you. Happy morning. Lovely morning. Good morning. It was actually very, very, very deep meditation today. Music was very nice. And while meditating, I was somewhere discussing something with somebody, and I heard this like Assyrians are the highest paid jobs. And I was like, what did I just hear? And then I don't know.
What is the highest paid job?
Assyrians are the highest paid jobs. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Syrians are happening right before we talk about it.
Yes.
I
yes.
like this. I like this energy. Maybe, it's like sometimes what happens is in our experiences, sorry, I'm forgetting words also today. In our experiences, we hear things, but it is not always the way or the sequence we've heard it. So maybe what you heard was not this. These are different words put into sentence because that is what you remember. Again, the mind plays, right? So I'm sure that, if you keep meditating more, and especially after today's meditation and today's session, I'll share the music also with everyone. You can meditate on that music if you want to. I think the answers will come, I'm sure. And thank you for sharing that, by the way. It's excellent experience.
I have a question too.
Yes.
So as you said, like they for the humanoids on this earth, what does that exactly mean, and where does the process of evolution stand in it then?
Okay, now the process of evolution or the Darwinian theory is basically something that was seeped in through the control groups where they wanted us to believe that we came from apes, but we did not.
No, I'm just talking about single cell to the evolution, not the apes.
So to the single cell to the evolution also. So when we talk about the universe, that dark matter expanding and bursting forth in the Big Bang, and when the universe started, it is when the evolution began.
Mm-hmm.
It is when everything started. So if you think that it's a cell by cell regeneration, that is something we'll have to ask the Elohim, how did they start doing that? I think we'll have to go back there. But it is through them. When we say they were creating the humanoids, is basically they were just letting out the light which was within them, scattering in the forms of light, making the human forms, and then they were scattered to different places. As of for us, how we began is we came from the first people who came on earth, because they did the bit, and some of us are also generated from that light, coming here, doing the work that we have to do, and we have come back again and again in some form or the other.
So how did they made us, like the matter? We are this 3D, they are from other dimensions.
Nothing was made. Everything was already existing from which the existence came into. And this is something that comes with, there is no particular answer to this. There are certain things we are still finding in, but in your readings, as you do more research, things keep coming to you one after the other.
Okay, so there is no answers to why, like how human form came to this earth.
There is answer and there is no answer to this. So when I say humanoid, it's where the Lyran thing, where the Elohim comes from, and everything starts. But as to dating back where it started, it's still like, because I said, no, Earth is still under review. We're still finding answers to a lot of things. Darwinian theory does not exist.
Yeah, I totally believe that. But what you are trying to say is the light form of the human, like how it's written in the book, your spirit guides and everyone is in the human shape. There's just light, no 5 elements to it. Like you cannot touch it.
Everything is there. So when understand this, when I say that Elohim was creating something called humanoid or something in their own image, they wanted everything. So when they were, so every sense perception being which was sent to different dimensions was sent to that dimension with the realities that existed true for that. For Earth, the reality is we are one with Mother Gaia, we are one with the 5 elements, wherein she also herself is some dimensity being, which is the 5th density. Okay. So every dimension sees the reality with their own sense perception. So when the first beings came here, they saw the earth reality, and that is how we were formed. If you actually happen to come across an Arcturian or a Syrian or someone who's not from this dimension, you would not be able to see this kind of form. That form will be very different. Or maybe you will not see any form, it will just be light. You will not be able to make out also. If we go to that fact, if you start your aura reading, you will only see light glowing ahead of you. There will be no form to you as well, because your ultimate reality is this is only a mask to say. Yes, it has a kidney, it has a heart, it has bones, it has nervous system. Yes, it is all there. But the more you see, it is all basically a replica of the universe or Mother Nature brought to one to experience in sense perception what is around us. So, yes, we were created in the image of our reality, which we wanted to understand and wherein what we had to experience to get to where we want to be in future. So that is why there is no particular answer to this. But yes, we were created in some image to actually experience this reality in its own essence that we are doing today, to get the answers like how you and I are discussing and understand this, Shikha. Every time when I take this lesson, I'm learning something from this too. Every time something new comes up, and that is where we keep saying that, you know, it is not a destination we need to find, it is a journey. So many things are still happening. If you get deeper into this topic, and this is not just for Shika, this is for everyone, if you get deeper into this topic, the more aware you become, the more messages will start coming. You will see someone is channeling the Arcturian, somebody is channeling this particular master, some ET is happening, some UFO is being seen. How did we come to know all of this? Because I was always interested. I always tell this and I always share this. For the longest time, I denied it, but I have witnessed UFO myself. I was a child. I literally just discarded it. I was with a friend in my school. And I know that that school, that earth where that, like the particular ground where that school stands is a very, very sacred ground. Initially, I used to be very fearful of that, but many people have come before, because the city I come from, and I'm going little human form, Kanpur, it has a huge history in terms of history itself. Okay. I was right. There was standing at a particular, like there was stairs. It's an open area, stairs. I have to go to some other class. I'm standing there and I just see something with like a round plate. It was huge. It was just few seconds. And I'm telling my friends, Varun, can you see that? Varun, can you see? And it's just third, like, you know what, third, fourth class student. I was like, yeah, I can see. And it just vanished within seconds. And we were like, we can't tell this to anyone, though we ended up telling, and we were made of, like, there was like huge mockery that happened. But you know what that incident did? He and I became best of friends, exploring all the nuisance that we can, thinking that, you know, everything, like, at that time I was like, there is something more, there is something more, I need to find that. Little did I know I will find it, and how. So yes, I think I went like maybe many directions, but just to say, I hope I answered your question, Shika.
Yeah. Yeah, like there is no answer to the question.
Yes, but it's like still, you know, to wherein you can find the answers are there, but we need to go deeper every time to find that answer. What we want to find? Why this
Are
human?
there any
Why
books if
this?
you can suggest?
Yes, I suggested so many books, but we'll be sharing on the group as well. There is Stranger Among Us by Ruth. Then there are a lot of books. We'll definitely share on the group. There are so many sir recommended books too. So
Anything which talks about the first human existence, like I would love to know about that.
Bringers of the Dawn. It's the Pleiadians. It speaks about a lot of things. Ramtha speaks about a lot of things. As a first human, I also have done research. You know, it's scattered. You get something
Okay.
from here, something from
Okay.
there. So that is why there are no, you know, when I speak, mostly there are no slides, because it's a lot of information coming from different places, and I keep
Yeah.
changing it every time I'm speaking here, because something new adds up. So I've not made slides for the particular topics I speak. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shikha. Thank you so much for your questions.
Have a
Bye.
nice day.
Same to you. Yes, Anusha.
Thank you.
Hi, Radhika. As
Hi.
usual, such an awesome session. I mean, how do you have so much knowledge? You leave us in
Research.
awe. Anyways, you mentioned about walk-in. You said you will mention more. I wanted to know more about what's the walk-in.
Okay. So walk-in is basically when your soul decides that some other soul can enter. You have a contract with a different soul who's maybe very, very highly evolved, and that can enter or that can enter your consciousness to do the work necessary. So I will actually share Patriji's experience here. It was somewhere in 1979, 1989, something like some of, if I'm correct. He was in a bus, his office bus. They were going somewhere suddenly, and he already had idea about. He had started becoming aware of the realities. He had already started meditating. A lot of things were happening to him. He just kept on, kept on walking past, like kind of things kept happening to him. But that particular incident, he was in that bus. Somebody randomly started, fighting with the driver that he wanted to drive the bus in that particular patch. That put out of nowhere, because that incident had to happen. Obviously, there was the accident. The bus fell, like it just toppled over because it was a weird thin line where they had to walk. Now, after when everybody gains consciousness, the best part was after that huge, massive accident, nobody even had a scratch on their body. And as for Patriji, he did not feel the same. It was like something had shifted in him. But also, and for this, you'll have to read Ruth, her book, that is Stranger Among Us. Everybody should read that book. Sir recommended that book. Um, for the longest time when that thing is happening, the soul which is to leave and the soul which is to be there in the consciousness, a lot of work happens because that soul has still so much work to do on earth. As for Patriji, he was a married man. He had 2 kids. A lot of things were happening with him. He had a family life, right? So he had certain duties and certain responsibilities in that human form to perform, to be there. Now there was a lot of communication that happened between the two souls. And now, okay, again you'll be like, okay, when Radhika says everything is one, now now she herself is speaking in duality. There are two souls, two souls. Now understand this again in 3D matrix, the number and the time does happen for us to experience everything in a greater magnitude. But the awareness lies in where we know that the soul which departed and the soul which entered it, they're actually not different. They're just one, mirroring each other. However, that soul has to experience something more. Again, light packets that were scattered to experience this universe, to experience the multiverse. So I hope you know now what I was speaking about.
Yeah, I've also listened to some videos, and I was just understanding better. So this is what I heard, that the souls make a contract, and the soul who's actually in the living body, they have certain karmas to be fulfilled. So the walk-in soul decides to take over the balance karmas. They will fulfill the balance karma of the person who is living in, and that's how they become a walk-in.
Yeah, that is where the contact is happening. They're balancing out everything. So if you read that book, there is huge information that is out there in Ruth's book. So everybody should read her book. She's an amazing author. Stranger Among Us, very old book. If I have the PDF, or you can purchase also, we'll definitely today. I'll make sure that after the chat is closed at around 11 a.m., we start providing you with the necessary information so that there is no overload, because sometimes it happens, we are typing, then somebody else is also messaging, so things get lost. So once the chat is closed, I'll make sure that we are posting everything that needs to be posted there.
One other question I had is the challenges that you face in daily life when you start off on meditation. Okay, now I know it gets better during time. Now when I say the challenges that you face is, honestly, I have been so I get a feedback from my family saying that you're completely alienated from the world. You even know what is reality. You're living in a different world. You need to come back to reality. You need to go outside and see what is it. Many a times these days, I feel I'm better off inside with myself rather than being outside. Not in that sense, but how does it go? So it does create a graph and we are thinking, I don't have for a moment a doubt that I'm doing the wrong thing or that they are saying the wrong thing, because it's their perspective that they don't understand what we are. I'm just wondering on how do I wade off this wave, the wave that has come through. I know I'm going to get another higher wave, but the wave. So I just wanted your experiences or anyone's experiences of, how do you actually go through those waves?
They're just but waves. They will come and go. It's a phase again. How you said waves, you've already mentioned it. So your question already has the answer. So the thing is that even if you feel that you're alienating, which is good, sometimes you require that peace, you require that intensity. And during this 41 days, it happens to most of the people, which is fine. But remember, you have to get back to the grind as well, because that is why you decided to take this human form. And for every pyramid master, as Pari very beautifully mentioned, the challenges lie right here. Patri sir once said Buddha even had to come back to take another birth to become a pyramid master, to be in the, because he left his wife in that janam. In that particular birth, he left his wife. Though she became his disciple later on, but he left the samsara, right?
Mm.
So Buddha again had to come back to experience samsara. Now he can be speaking about himself to someone else. He never said that who it was or who it is. But the Buddha also came back. So the thing is, we have to be in balance of samsara at all times. And as much as you're feeling alienated, it's good. Experience it to the hilt. And this thing, it will become a common. Hey, what world you come from? Always talking about this meditation. What reality this is like? Because we are aware. Thank you. We see things that you don't. Thank you. I was like, okay, chill. And then you like, okay, let them speak. Okay, there's something very funny Pari does. Every time she'll go to a gathering, she doesn't want to go, she'll carry a book. And when they start gossiping, she'll just start reading the book. And it's like she doesn't care if people feel she is being rude. She'll start reading the book. And that is how teachers teach. And that is how we learn from ourselves as well. And when she's reading that book, after some time, the topic will actually divert to the book, not her, the book. Okay, what book you are reading, why you're reading this book, why did you choose to read this book right now, what is happening, okay, what is meditation, okay, what is this, and then the 30 questions will happen. And so many people have learned about it, even if they were not, if they did not decide to choose the path, at least they chose to listen to her. So she has sown the seeds, right? So whatever you are doing, it is sowing the seed. Your family is watching you like a hawk. Know that. They're watching you like a hawk at all times of what madness she is getting into.
Yeah.
But they're also intrigued at the same time. Okay, is it really beneficial? That is how my husband also started. He was a child and he was an inquisitive one, always questioning. Like he had 30, 100 questions for everything. That is why I decided to become an engineer. Freaking IT professionals, I tell you. He was like, I will not believe my parents, but I will want to experience it, because he started seeing massive changes in his parents. Their anger went down. They became more calm. They became more joyous, even when they had nothing. Because, we did see, like, in that time, my father-in-law, it's a little shame to call them in-laws. Basically, I don't want to. So yeah, my other father, basically my soul father. So he had his own experiences. My mother had different experiences. But when they came into meditation, things drastically changed for them. And then this man, right, there's like, okay, I want to experience this, watching like a hawk. They sowed the seeds. They asked them to meditate. They did not listen, and then they left it because sir said, leave them. They will come when they have to. The whole freaking family turned to be a meditator. Even our grandparents who vacated their body last year, even they meditated. At that age, to leave puja and to start meditating is a huge thing. So whatever you're doing right. I hope. It went a little long, but yes, I think there's no short answers to the questions we ask here. So, yeah. Thank you, Anusha.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. And Marisol, a beautiful Marisol has raised her hand. Can we please have her on the screen?
I just want to share something that I feel today. I don't want to turn on my camera because I'm very shy now.
It's okay.
So I don't want to do it, okay?
Yes.
And today it was very strange because when we were meditating, I feel a lot of energy. And I was in a place with a lot of colors, but these colors was really beautiful. You can imagine the colors. I never seen that in my life. And I could see how the trees had cells. And yeah, it was really beautiful. And I could see how there are a lot of people in here, but not all the people have these beautiful colors. Some people have black, just black, and I can see the face. But with the other people, he was really happy, but they were different. It was no like us, like humans. I don't know. It was really crazy. So I can explain now how it was that experience. But the colors was very, very beautiful. It was just blue and green, but they have a lot of light. And some people just were black. But yes, I just want to share that experience. And for me, it was really strange because sometimes when I have this style of experience, maybe you say, don't be afraid, all is good, but this is crazy because it's maybe like the movie Avatar. It's something like that. I can see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel that, so I just want to share with you.
Thank you, Marisol. Thank you for sharing that experience. And I think it's a beautiful experience. You were seeing all that we talked about today. So again, there is no fear. And I know that this is one I want to really, and you know why we keep speaking about Marisol, because this woman is an absolute enigma. She decided to take things head on so much that she has seen in her life at 23 years of age. In this human form, she decided to let go of all her fears, and she's like a warrior. And warrior, I say in a very nice way, not in that violent fighting ways, but she's really fighting her battles, kind of taming her demons and standing up strong and tall every day. So thank you, Marisol, for teaching us so much. It really, really means a lot to us, and I know that from you a lot of people will read. And today, before we close the session, Anand has asked 2 questions which have really caught my interest. First thing is, do you practice Kriya Yoga? I hope, Anand, one day you will come on the screen and talk to us in person. No, I do not practice Kriya Yoga, but I'm very connected to Mahavtar Babaji. And trust me, when Kriya Yoga was important, he was teaching Kriya Yoga. Today, because meditation is important, he is teaching about belief and faith. And he is coming to people, he is giving messages. And we must understand, ascended masters are always surrounding us. It is only our ego mind where we feel, okay, we cannot talk to them, or they must be busy, they have so much work to do, how do we call them, how do I call them? It is not like that. When you meditate, if you really remember them, you can always speak to them. We can speak to anyone we want to. So yeah, I do not practice Kriya Yoga. I do not practice any yoga. I should sometimes. My body is a temple, but I don't practice any yoga for that matter. Yeah. So next question is, it is said spiritual experience should not be shared. It is true. No. Absolutely, 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 on all levels, 100% wrong. Every spiritual experience should be shared until and unless you feel that it is not right time to share it. But there will be a right time to share that experience also. Sir always said every experience must be recorded. Every experience must be shared. And that is what Sajjan Sangati is. What we are doing right now, if spiritual experiences were not to be shared, then Pari, Radhika and Nandini should absolutely take a backseat, go to a vacation and not come on camera at all, because all we have to share is our experiences. What we speak is from our experiences. We are not teaching here, as Pari rightly mentioned today, we are not here to teach. We're merely here to share. Even the topics that we share is all but sharing. There is no teaching in here. We must share experiences. Always remember, get your discernment, get your heart out. When you are among such people who are creating any amount of fear, there is. If you do this, this will happen. If you do that, that will happen. If this you do, this will happen. Understand where the control is coming from. Nandini has over and over so many times said this one thing: we are controlled. We are controlled. Do you think Earth is free? Do you know what TV is doing to us? in US, if you see, apart from the people who are actually getting aware, everybody is like a sheep following the herd, and Indians are falling in that trap too. Silly reels, if you go to Instagram, silly reels, faltu ke songs and faltu ka dance. I don't even know what they want to achieve. Only follow. What is this crazy? And I'm sorry, I want to say this before we say close. What is this herd that you want to follow? What will happen? You really want to create reels? Create something informative. Create that changes your life and somebody else's life. Mimicking Deepika or Priyanka Chopra is not going to get you anything in life. Trust me on that. Yes, fun is important. Have fun. But don't become blind as to that is the only thing that you do. We just want to keep sleeping. If somebody is trying to tell us the truth, no, we don't want to hear. I will only sleep. I will contradict that person until the person says, "Arey bahar mein jao yaar, main to tumse baat hi nahi karni." Why? Because we do not want to hear the truth. We want to keep sleeping because we are fools. I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know where this anger is also coming from, but this always happens during this lesson. Always. We have to wake up. Ask the right questions. Ask yourself. Not Pari, not Radhika, not Nandini, yourself. We have literally crossed all limits of being stupid, being fools, eating non-veg like crazy people, killing, creating wars around, but not ready to wake up because we want to be controlled. Why? Because it's easy life, man. We come here, be rich, marry, have kids, die. That is all what we're here to do. Are we really? Think about it. We're not here to practice anything. We're here to keep transforming, transmuting, and becoming who we really are, who we are really. That can only come through asking right questions. And again, when I say right question, it doesn't mean you're asking every question that you ask is a gold. Every question is right. But if you are in a loop, if you're in a pattern, you need to wake up. Stop feeding lies to your mind. Stop feeding it. And trust me, when you start speaking your truth, even if people who are aligned with you, if they're not waking up to that reality, the numbers will drop. I just saw 2 people left, which is okay. Every time this happens. And you will see people falling from your life also. Similarly, like this. People will fall, but you have to keep speaking the truth. Let them fall. You don't need those people. You need higher vibrational people to help you evolve through your soul journey. That is the real happiness. And trust me, those people will also come back if they become aware at one point in time. So many people, being this emotional person who cannot let go. I'm learning still. I'm on my journey. I'm still learning attached attachments. So many people have left. I've cried over them, but then I've woken up the next day. It's okay. They will come back if they have to. If they don't, I have the whole fraternity here. So many friendships I have gained in past 7 years that I've joined PSSM. Friendships that are gold, that are silver, that are diamond. And I know they are for life. They're beyond life. I know these are my soul. This is my true things. I know that this is the reality. They are going to take me somewhere. And with that, enough of blabbering today. Thank you so much for your patience, for your love, for your kindness, for listening, and for being such a great audience and asking amazing questions that also helped me rewire myself. Okay, I have to maybe learn more about this. So thank you for being that. And with that, see you tomorrow with a great, great person. A very interesting class tomorrow. It's a big surprise. So just have fun tomorrow. Bye-bye.